Hello and welcome to Joburg Today. My name is Dumi Tlapo, bringing you the best of what's going down in and around Johannesburg. The mayor of Johannesburg took it upon himself to hear and talk to legal professionals about the state of the legal industry in our country, as well as the challenges that they face.
Mayor Park Stau met up with legal professionals in Sandton at Werksman to talk about the challenges they have in the industry and also potentially partnering with the city of Johannesburg.
Well, what we said to the professionals really is that we need to have platforms of engagement so that we are able to share in their experiences, use their experiences and their expertise to enhance our own policies, but to also inform national government policies and legislation. Because in that way, we can tap into their knowledge and capabilities to be able to take the country forward. There's no country that succeeds and prospers without reaching out to its professionals, and that's what we're doing as the city of Joburg. I think the discussion was very incisive to the extent that they were sharing their own practical experiences and barriers to entry for them, particularly small firms, to opportunities both in the private sector and the public sector, and what can be done through legislative means to resolve those problems. And the issue we put to them was that the reality is that this is the task of the legal profession, because in many instances these are laws that we're implementing, and we require legal advisors to enable us to review these pieces of legislation. And we can jointly go to national parliament, to government, and lobby for amendments to legislation so that we can be able to enhance the transformation agenda that we're implementing in Joburg and indeed throughout the country.
These engagements are necessary. But what we're saying, and which we find encouraging, is that there's a will on the side of the city through the mayor to engage black professionals. So we are going to submit proposals to the city. They are our partners, they are our government, they are our municipality, so that we have got a working partnership. A partnership that empowers and recognizes the role that lawyers can play in furthering the programs that the city is currently conducting, as the mayor indicated.
I'm Pomashego for Joburg Today.
Like us on Facebook, joburgtoday.tv, and follow us on Twitter at Joburg Today. South Africa has a few major moments in medical history, such as having the very first ever heart transplant performed in our country. This university houses the Adler Museum of Medicine, which celebrates the history of medicine in our country.
The Adler Museum of Medicine was founded in 1962 and has since provided an opportunity for Joburgers to learn a little bit more about the practice that keeps them healthy.
The Adler Museum is a museum that preserves and presents the history of medicine. Our role is multifold in terms of knowledge production, teaching and learning, but also for research. There are certain aspects of medicine or history of medicine that we focus on, and we are amongst the best. In fact, we are the only one museum that is leading in Africa when it comes to history of medicine. So we have a number of initiatives that relates to education, exhibition development.
The museum houses several exhibits, both permanent and temporary. In addition to the general history of medicine theme throughout the museum, they have exhibits on malaria, polio, HIV/AIDS, and a photography exhibition on asbestos in South Africa. The museum also houses Africa's most impressive public collection of medical equipment, which includes 4 iron lungs, a version of the same heart-lung machine that was used in the first heart transplant, and a replication of a 19th century pharmacy.
We are working on 2 upcoming exhibits. One is the one about Ebola, where we want to present the history of Ebola and how it affected other parts, especially in North Africa. Another one that we're working on is the reproduction of health under apartheid exhibition, something that will be permanent. Our approach is you cannot talk about medicine as something that is isolated. So we located within the social-political context in South Africa. Knowledge is a shared heritage for all of us. We all contributed and we will continue producing it, and we must learn from what has been produced by other parts of the world.
I'm Samuel Gebhardt for Joburg Today.
This is Solo, and you're watching Joburg Today.
That's all for today. For more on the city, do check out our playlist. From myself, Dumin Chapo, and the Joburg Today crew, it's goodbye.